Fowlers, an agricultural company, is working to deal with a situation where farm produce, mostly in rural Ghana, go waste due to the difficulties in accessing major market centers. The co-founder of Fowlers, Daniel Morga, explained their mode of operation.
Move the producers, we either go to the farms to pick up the batches and we keep them in stock, or when the order comes, we let the farmers know, they prepare it and they send it into the township for us. Then we work with deliveries and supply it to people in the comfort of their homes. So more or less, it's supposed to be a model that is very comfortable for the farmers to work with and also very comfortable for consumers to also enjoy.
So how do you do your networking? How do you get your customers or your clients?
Okay, so the core essence of what we do is we are trying to bring the markets closer to farmers in the rural regions.
Is the hatchery manager for AgroAge, and he takes us through the production process.
So can you tell me, where are we exactly?
We are the hatchery room. This is where we receive eggs directly from the airport. We put them here and then we start setting into the setter trays. This is an incubator. This is going to incubate the eggs like how the hen will lay on the eggs for 18 days. Yes, actually it's supposed to be 21, but the 21, the hatcher will process the last 3 days. Normally, the normal temperature for setters or for incubation is 99.7 Fahrenheit. We come to the candling. Yes, the candling normally, we need darkness. Yes, and then we plug our candling machine so that the light will come on. And we put our eggs on the lights just to know our fertility. So the ones with dark embryo or dark eggs, it means that there's live embryo in them.
Why do you do this?
Okay, just for the eggs to hatch, the fertilized egg to hatch.
So this is where the eggs are hatched?
Yes, this is where the eggs are hatched. For 3 days, it will take 3 days here to hatch.
For every startup in Ghana, access to finance remains a major bottleneck, and AgroAge has had its share of this experience. Kelvin Gazy is one of the co-founders.
So with financing, it wasn't so easy. We both had to put in our resources to make sure we could get things running. There was no money from anywhere. We just had to save the little we were getting from little other things we were doing sideways. And then we just came up that, and we didn't get all at once. We had to start, there was a gradual stage. Start with something little, move on from there, see how you can invest this. Make sure that all our money we made was put it back into the business. That's how we were able to come up with all these things.
We later visited Princeville Farms, one of the few farms that receives supply from Fowlers and AgroAge. Owner of the farm, Ransford Ama, speaks about the preparations he goes through before he receives birds from Fowlers and AgroAge.
Now, tell me, what do you do next after you receive supply from them?
Normally, before we receive the birds, we have to prepare the pen to receive the day-old chicks. The day-old chicks are quite delicate, so we have to put in some sawdust or wood shavings, and then we have to prepare their water and their feeders and everything. And we have special feeders that we use to feed them, and we have smaller waterers that we give them. So when we receive them, we prepare that, and then we heat the room to an appropriate temperature, and then we bring them in, and then we take care of them right from that day, and we take closer records of them, including the mortality, the medications that we give them, the vaccinations and everything, until they get to where you can see them today.
For Ransford Ama, the imported frozen chicken market is gradually destroying the local poultry industry, hence the need for government to intervene.
The frozen chicken market is actually not only for the farmers, but also for the consumers of the frozen chicken that we get. And as you already know, this frozen chicken, you are not sure what chemicals were used to raise them. Some of the synthetic drugs that they use can be very harmful. And in poultry, we use antibiotics. And antibiotics, what they do is that they prevent diseases. And if I know that I'm not going to be the one who consumes the chicken, I overload them with antibiotics because it reduces my risk and then increases my success rate. So I'll keep loading them, and there is a point at which you have to stop administering before, and then give it a matter of a period of time before you consume. But because it's not going to those controlled markets, they don't really care. Some even inject the chicks after slaughter. They inject it because it's going to stay longer on high seas, and they want it to stand the test of time. Sometimes they inject it for it to appear bigger and heavier, so that you pay more for it. And those things are very harmful for yourself. So if you keep consuming frozen chicken, you keep getting diseases. These diseases like ulcer and those cancerous diseases, we take all from those frozen chicken market, but we don't know. And the local farms, you come and buy chicken here, you know it's fresh. Even if you slaughter it and put it in your fridge, you keep it for a number of days before you consume. You know how many days you've kept it.
From Gomuafete here in the central region, I am Calvis Tete for Citi News.